Welcome to another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast. We run down all the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website at stack3d.com or stack.com from the last 7 days. And we are going to jump straight into it with news from the beverage giant Prime, represented by Logan Paul and KSI famously. But more importantly, over the last year or so, really, they've been expanding their associations quite substantially. Prime is now, I believe it's the official sports drink of the UFC. It's closely associated with several individuals and teams. I believe they did something with Patrick Mahomes of the 49ers. They had the deal with the LA Dodgers. And more recently, they did a partnership with the iconic football team Arsenal. And that actually resulted in the creation of a special edition flavor of their signature hydration drink, Prime Hydration. And that flavor was actually completely new, exclusive to the UK as far as I'm aware. And it was called Goldberry, so it was completely new, not a flavor they had done before. So not like the collaborations we have seen. I believe the LA Dodgers flavor isn't a new flavor. I thought it was blue raspberry reskin. I could be wrong on that one. But they have done reskins or special edition rebrands or things that have alternative looks. They're just flavors we've already seen before. That's not the case with Goldberry. And the latest out of the team is another partnership in the world of football, specifically Erling Haaland. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's a famous footballer. They partnered with him to make his signature flavor. And this is, there's no actual name. It's just got his name at the top with his signature or autograph in front of it, and the bottle itself is like a vibrant yellow, almost a lime, with pink text and lid. And the flavor is strawberry lemonade, and very much like the Arsenal flavor, the Goldberry, this is completely new. This isn't a flavor they've had on the market before. So strawberry lemonade, not to be confused with is it strawberry banana, and then I think they also have just a regular lemonade. So this is a completely new taste. And this is exclusive to the UK, but it's available in the UK to start, although I did see mention of it expanding out into Europe. Not too surprisingly, with the UK, it's a quick access, but there was no talk of it coming to the US. So if you are a collector, one of the many out there that, as we recently saw, would pay 160 grand for a special edition bottle, you are going to have to venture to the UK or find someone who's willing to send it over for you. But either way, that is out there now, and it's not too difficult to get your hands on in the UK either. It's already found at the supermarket Iceland, as well as the deal retailer, I guess, Home Bargains, at £2. So not expensive whatsoever and not hard to get your hands on. But as far as I know, exclusive to the UK and plans to expand across Europe, with mentions of it coming to Germany at some point. So you can check that out on the site. Got a full-on breakdown and picture of it. Next, we go to stay within the world of beverages, basically, and go to 5 Hour Energy, who had a pretty busy week last week. And I'm not sure if we mentioned it on here. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. 5 Hour Energy was busy last week. They made a lot of announcements, or a few announcements, I guess you could say, starting with two new flavors for the 5 Hour Energy drink. This is something that came about. The beverage came to market many, many years ago. Not many, but a few, I guess. Debuted in 3 flavors. Shortly after, it got another 3 flavors, giving it 6. It combines the same formula you get in the shot, but in a traditional 16-ounce energy drink can. And this past week, they added 2 new flavors to the menu. So since its launch, it's added flavors twice, and on each occasion, it's been multiple flavors. And the latest additions to that menu are Raspberry Riz, if I'm not mistaken, and Rainbow Sherbet. So 2 nice, sweet, flavorful options. And that wasn't it. Those 2 new flavors actually brought about a fresh new look for the 5 Hour Energy drink. 5 Hour Energy drink. And so they've swapped out their very simplistic Vector wavy design that's been on the can since the beginning for something a little more colorful, a little more eye-catching, and it varies from flavor to flavor. So I guess you could call them flavor-specific designs. Each of them incorporates the colors, the themes, the taste a little bit differently. and it gives it a nice bit more character to the design, whereas again previously the product was quite not. You know what, I'll say the new design makes the old one look a little bit flat, in comparison. And furthermore, on top of that, 5-hour is the dominator of the energy shot market, and with the attention, the rebrand of the drink, and then the 2 flavor extensions, they definitely decided to give back to the energy shot at the same time, and they announced a new flavor called Summer Smoothie, Summer Smoothie, which is a blend of strawberry and banana. It's got a beautiful eye-catching swirly rainbow design, but this is exclusive to 7-Eleven and Speedway convenience stores, so you won't be seeing this in every place that you can find the energy shot. It's at least exclusive for the time being at 7-Eleven and Speedway convenience stores. And yeah, all of this is on the market now. I believe the Summer Smoothie Energy Shot is out now, and that was the announcement we got last week. But yes, energy drink rebrand and 2 new flavors are also rolling out into stores as we speak. We're going to now pass on back into the world of supplement, the more traditional stacked area of expertise, specifically Nutribolics. So Nutribolics is a legacy Canadian supplement company, been around for a tremendous amount of time. We've known them. They've been around before Stack started. Might have started just before we did, but they've been around since we've been around. And it's had a lot of good supplements over the years. One of those was the pre-workout Supernova. So Supernova came shortly after we came about, maybe a few years. But it made a pretty big statement when it hit the market because it's one of the first products to have double-digit citrulline. I believe it was 12 grams of citrulline malate, I think. Was 6 grams in a single serving, but the caffeine on the single was 200, so it had room to double. Obviously, you reduce the amount of servings, but 12 grams of citrulline was one of the first to really punch up into that double digits. I don't know if it was the first, but it was definitely one of. Since then, we've seen many brands come out with that amount. In fact, we've seen brands do 10 to 12 grams of straight citrulline, not even the citrulline malate 2-to-1 citrulline to malic acid ratio. Now, Nutribolics is getting ready to announce or relaunch a supplement by the name of Supernova Legacy. Sorry, I had to double check the name. It is indeed a sequel supplement. Nutribolics itself has proudly stated claim on the fact that this is the biggest launch in Nutribolics history. And they've actually said that, actually I can answer the question earlier, so it's been around, this is said to be their biggest launch in their 22-year history, which means that, so if we're 24, so they've been around since 2002, a very long time, so actually a long time before we became about, but they haven't really said anything about what's in the supplement yet. It will have 20 servings and a fat serving size of 28 grams, so definitely enough room to put in some solid amounts, but I felt it was extremely worth highlighting on this one because, again, you're looking at, one of the first supplements to do that double-digit citrulline malate. And so they are, Nutribolics and even Supernova, its pre-workout, are not strangers, are no strangers to doing something differently, doing something to stand out and doing something to pop. And very clearly, they're saying that this is their biggest launch in history. It's getting attention. It's got my attention. I'm definitely excited for it. It is a downside about Stacked. I always get excited when they build the hype up. It might not be as exciting, but I'm along for the ride to look out and see how it turns out. We've got a picture of the product on the website, but we'll have more details I believe it's been revealed this week, I think it is, the Thursday, Wednesday. So we'll have details as soon as it's out there, but keep your eyes locked on Stacked as always. Staying within the Canadian supplement market, another company has come out swinging, specifically in this category and also from Canada, in Magnum Nutraceuticals. So they had made some interesting innovations and product drops more recently. Now they're doing their first new pre-workout in quite some time, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen a new pre-workout from Magnum for a while. I don't know the years. It's been a while. Back when they did Limitless, whenever that was, they've now come out with Limitless X16 or Time 16, however you want to call it. And it is to be for a Canadian company who And I'm not knocking Canadian companies, just saying their process to market is significantly different. They've got a little more stricter rules and regulations. The whole process to come to market is a little bit difficult, a little bit longer, definitely. But they didn't hold back on this one, and their experience has shined through on this. Limitless X16 or Time 16 is pretty damn loaded, coming from a company of this stature. The formula, again, we just mentioned how Nutribolic Supernova was one of the first to do double digits of citrulline malate. Magnum's Limitless 16 has 10 grams of straight citrulline. So this isn't citrulline malate. If you're not familiar, when you see 10 grams of citrulline, usually it's a 2-to-1 ratio. I have 2-to-1 in the brackets. That means that, let's just say for argument's sake, it's 9 grams of citrulline malate. That would mean that 2 parts of that is citrulline, so 6 grams and thereabouts, and 3 grams is malic acid, so it's not entirely citrulline. If you have 12 grams of citrulline malate and then 10 grams of pure citrulline, the latter has more citrulline than the former. But yeah, pure citrulline is significantly more common these days, and you get a solid 10 grams in Magnum's new Limitless X16 pre-workout, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. Alongside that, you get a full 3.2 grams of beta-alanine, a solid 4 grams of betaine, typically found at 2.5, edging near my favorite 5-gram dose. N-acetylcysteine is in there as well, more common in a health and wellness product, but interesting inclusion on this occasion. 300 milligrams of alpha-GPC and half a gram of N-acetyl-L-tyrosine, plus 1.5 grams of tyrosine to help with focus. 2 forms of carnitine combined for 3 grams, which you've got carnitine tartrate and acetyl-L-carnitine. NeuroRush, teocrine, huperzine A, and then you've got 2 forms of caffeine in NeuroRush. Actually, there's 3 forms. There's green coffee bean, NeuroRush, which provides 2% caffeine, so a very, very minuscule amount, and then caffeine anhydrous. And I believe the combination, we worked it out as, I think it's 300 milligrams, right? I think it's 300. Comes out at 300, so it's not a phenomenally over-the-top amount, but definitely enough where you're going to get a good hit of energy. And this is in combination with the other stimulants that they had in the mix, or energy and focus components like the alpha-GPC, huperzine, and the teocrine. Pretty solid supplement, very well-rounded, very strong, coming from a company that is of this, I guess, history, legacy, duration, whatever you want to call it. And it's definitely brought forward Limitless to the modern market, made it a substantial competitor. It is available only in the US for now, which I'm gathering means that it's coming to Canada shortly. Maybe it hasn't finished what it needs to do for that space, but it is in the US right now. You can go to their website and purchase it. Next up, we're going to jump over to Naughty Boy, and this isn't necessarily a news story, more of an update. So Naughty Boy over in the UK, winner of I think they won the International Brand of the Year twice, nominated for Newcomer of the Year on occasion, and they, at the start of the year, made a pretty bold statement saying that they were going to launch 100 SKUs, at least 100 SKUs, before the end of the year. Now, just to give you an idea, that's a huge amount. That's no easy feat. That is a substantial number of supplements for a company in the UK, or anywhere in the world for that matter. You definitely, and the interesting part I think about it was that you could do 100 flavors, right? Or you could do 10 flavors and 10 sizes that get you 100 SKUs. And that could be the easy way to do it. Naughty Boy has not been doing the easy way. It's been coming out with a bunch of all new supplements. A lot of what it's done, majority, if not all of what it's done, have been completely new supplements, such as two new sleep supplements and 1 flavor each. That's only 2 SKUs, as opposed to, again, doing 1 size and 3 flavors of something you already had available. Either way, it's come out and it's kind of given a total, which we probably could have counted for it, but it is not only on track, it is beyond on track for its 100 SKUs within this year. We are not even halfway. In fact, we're about 5 or 6 weeks away from halfway, and the brand is already over 60, which means that it is well on track. And it has also even gone as far as saying that its biggest launches have yet to be released. So we have seen plenty. The Top Boy series, the Electro EAA, Electro Pre, Electro Pump, and Electro Creatine. Beasts of products that I'm waiting to get my hands on and take for a spin, especially the pump. And I'll be stacking the pre and the pump, you know that. And those are hugely exciting supplements, but apparently it's got more in the tank, and I'm here for it. This is, like I said, 100 SKUs. To come out at the start of the year and say you're going to do that is a big thing, because usually you'd have a better idea on how the year might go as the year progresses. They are very confident that, they made the statement, and the fact that they're over 60 before 5 months is up is as a statement. So if you're keeping track, you don't really need to. They're already well on track. I think they're going over 100. They did say a minimum of 100. So yeah, and they've got more to come. So keep an eye out for that. Well, you know what? Just keep an eye out for everything else that has lined up. The last few stories we got, we're going to finish off. We'll go into finish off with the pre-workouts, then we'll the protein bar to top it out. News from Apollo Nutrition, 2-time Brand of the Year, multiple Brand of the Year nominee. They have announced something pretty big for their favorite category, basically. Apollon is, I don't even need to say no stranger, it is synonymous almost with the pre-workout category. Its biggest supplements are in that area, the highly competitive, saturated market. But they have made a name for themselves with things like Assassin, Hooligan, their special edition items like Double Impact Time Cop. They've made statements even with their special edition items like Triumph, and I think is it Fuck Mediocre? I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. I'm not sure if there are words in between, or even it's a mad world pre-workout launched for April Fool's and was not April Fool's prank. So they definitely have a strong hold on the pre-workout space. But over all these years and supplements, Apollon has kind of stuck to the same price point. Even its more cost-effective, lower price pre-workout Youngblood from a few years back, that was $55. That's still very much expensive pre-workout compared to the average. Apollon has come out and said that it is indeed finally doing a cost-effective supplement, and I think this is a good thing, because if you introduce the supplements, no matter how you introduce, the first amount you pay is going to be one to remember. If you can commit to this amount, like let's just say you're in whatever country, whatever place, and your first protein powder is $40 for 2 pounds, right? And you see someone do a 45, that's not going to seem that bad. Now let's just say somehow on some magical planet you only see 2 pound tubs for $20, and then you go and see one for 45. You're going to think that is a damn ripoff, regardless of what they sprinkle into the cheaper one or whatever in this magical world. Your mind's going to think in certain ways, and so you may never want to stray too far. You may not even be able to convince you unless you can say like, this is indeed twice as good. Apollon is synonymous with that premium category, specifically pre-workouts. Like I said, all of them are around $55 to $65, and they have been more than worth it. You definitely get your money's worth in the Apollon pre-workouts. We're now getting an essential, more cost-effective supplement for the pre-workout space from Apollon called Desperado, and I believe they mentioned it would be around the $30 to $40 realm. I think it might be just under the 40, so like a $39.99. I don't recall them saying precisely, but it is going to be a much better price tag. And now the good thing about this, I think specifically for, not necessarily for fans of Apollon, because we don't need to convince them that Apollon's products are loaded. Someone who's interested in trying Apollon might never have felt like they could get there. They might have just be like, hey, got $30, that's it, $40. This is a great gateway to show you how much a pre-workout can get you, right? How much it can mean. So they get a pre-workout in at $39, and then they'll be like, holy shit, if this is what I get for $40, they probably are going to give me what my money's worth at $60. So it's a great supplement. We don't know what's in it yet. We just know that it's cost effective. Apollon's going to jack the shit out of the ingredients and dosages. It's going to be probably right up there with some of the best, if not the best, in that value range of 30 to 40. And great serving. So keep an eye out for that. I believe Desperado will have its formula shared soon with availability. I thought it was next month. I think it is launch within the next few weeks. Next up, we're going to stay within the pre-workout category. And this is a big one. this is a super big one because I believe it is going to be an industry first. I mean, you can't really say industry first. You can say industry best, maybe. I don't know. Industry, whatever. So a lot of times when you hear serving sizes, it's a good reflection on how much space a product has for solid dosages and ingredients. And so if someone says, hey, I got a 5 gram scoop, that's shit all room to put anything in for a pre-workout. Now let's just say it's 25, 30 grams. That's substantial. You've got a lot of room for a lot of stuff. Now, this isn't always the best way to gauge because sometimes you could fill it with creatine, aminos, and carbs and have jack shit left for anything else. More times than not, it's a good indication. Now, UXO Supplements has come out and announced that it is coming out with a premium pre-workout. Its first premium pre-workout, which is a big deal. I like seeing the premium pre-workouts. I like seeing brands' different takes on this thing, what they can do with that expanded budget. However, UXO has said that its premium pre-workout is going to have the biggest serving size in pre-workout history. And as far as I know, it bugged the hell out of me because I thought I knew one that was in the 50s, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I went looking for it, couldn't find it. The biggest that I can remember was Muscle Elements Pre-Cre. Now that did have carbs, but in theory it was a pre-workout and that serving size was 48 grams. UXO has said it's coming out with a pre-workout currently referred to M777, and that thing is going to have a 49 gram serving. Now I don't know if their goal was to be 1 gram more than Pre-Cre, but as far as I know, that is the biggest serving size ever for a pre-workout. We don't know what's in it. It would be cool if it wasn't like the Pre-Cre where you had a bit of carbs in it. That one still had a ton of actives, but in this day and age, I think it's going to look a bit different. I actually think you're going to get a bucket load of ingredients and dosages. I'm interested to see how it's going to unfold. I remember like a Pro, I think it was Behemoth before it turned into what it was. That was meant to be 60, but that changed before it hit the market. So either way, UXO is going to be sharing more details on M777. It's currently in development, so flavoring, final stages of preparation and production. Well, before it goes into production, it's going to be one to look out for. Anytime you have an industry record or standard setter, you can't ignore it, especially someone like me. I can't help you jazz for something like that. And you know that we will have details on it as soon as we can, but it's going to be one to watch out for. If anyone can remember one that's over 49, let me know, because I thought damn sure there was one I was forgetting, but it just didn't come to mind. So as far as I know, this would be the biggest. But feel free to message me and let me know if I have a mistake in here. But the last story we got, the final news update from last week is from Barebells, the maker of the world's best protein bar, at least what we consider to be the best, the category leader. They announced not one but 2 new flavors, and we did share the teaser on our website before the big announcement, and we suspected it would be one for the soft protein bar and one for the signature Barebells protein bar, and that is indeed the case. These have both been launched in Sweden, so they are not internationals. This isn't something guaranteed to be coming to the US. We asked them, they said it's out in its home country of Sweden first. You will then get neighboring countries, I imagine, like Denmark, Norway, Finland, and then a little bit more of Europe. But they then, I didn't get any confirmation, but it sounds like they're probably coming to the US. They did move pretty quickly. Barebells US with the double bar, the caramel cookies, caramel and cookies, whichever one the name was, the combination of cookies and cream and caramel. That one was brought to the US very quickly. So I imagine that this would be the case with these 2 or one of the other. Anyway, the flavors are, for the signature Barebells protein bar, our #1 protein bar in the world. The flavor is Sunny Strawberry, obviously a strawberry flavor and perfectly suited for summer as per the name. And then for the Barebells soft protein bar, which has a better texture, not as flavorful or dense on sweetness, but damn great texture, as that is, you get a lemon cheesecake. So it's a citrusy cake-like experience. You will notice if you pay attention to some of the flavors that they launch in Sweden that sometimes don't necessarily go anywhere else. They do tend to be a little bit of mixtures of treats and desserts and things like that. Like licorice is a popular flavor in Barebells' home country, and pear's another one. But those are two tastes you would just very rarely see, if ever, in the supplement game in the US. So either way, those two are the latest. They are out on the market in Sweden, neighboring countries, I'm guessing, following shortly in some parts of Europe. And the US, cross your fingers, hopefully it'll be here soon. But for this week's episode, that is it. Thank you for tuning in. We did just do an interview with the team at Infinite, so that'll be coming out shortly following last week's one with my man Brandon at NutriSure about Biomend, but you can check that out. Again, shared last week. But for this episode, that is it. Thank you for listening. Look forward to having you back next time. Make sure you share the website. Visit it every day. Share it with your mom, your dad, brother, sister, friends, family. Visit it every time. Sign up to our email newsletter. It's in the menu. It's on the page. Make sure you get it all. And that's all we ask for, to continue to provide the service we do our best at. And for this episode, that is it. Thank you for listening, and look forward to having you back next time.